Of all the Harry Potter movies I have seen, no matter how many times I watch them, Chamber of Secrets always tends to be the most nostalgic. Not only does the movie flood my mind with memories, but all the countless hours spent on the original Xbox game finding wizarding cards or getting killed in Hogwarts lessons. Hey everyone, my name is Nathan and welcome to Hail. Now, if you're new to my channel or you're unfamiliar with what I'm doing this summer, I am making a video devoted to each Harry Potter movie in the original franchise. Last week, I released my video on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This week, we're talking Chamber of Secrets. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets to me is the best adaptation of Harry Potter book to Harry Potter movie of the whole series. It is the longest Harry Potter movie of all 8 movies, and the only big thing I can think about that they leave out of the movie is the death day party that Harry, Ron, and Hermione attend for nearly headless Nick. I have nicknamed the Chamber of Secrets the Chamber of Nostalgia because while I do remember fragments of seeing Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for the first time in the theaters, I can remember Chamber of Secrets much more vividly. I remember that leading up to this movie, there were ads for it in magazines, and obviously we saw trailers and whatnot. And in an effort to show my excitement to my parents, I took a can of refried beans that had been emptied. We had already used it. I emptied it, cleaned it out, and I pasted pictures of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on the can of beans. And the whole idea was that this was supposed to be the bank that I would use to save money up for Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, seeing it in the theaters. Which is funny because my parents ended up paying for it, but it was fun while it lasted. I raised a few cents. I have a memory of being in the theater, seeing it for the first time, and when Ron, Fred, and George first arrived to Harry's house and Privet Drive, Ron speaks and says, "Hi, Harry." I remember I turned to my sister and I was like, whoa, Ron's voice is deep now. It was like so shocking to me at the time. I also remember seeing numerous other scenes in the theater, most notably the scene where the basilisk emerges out of the water towards the end because my 6-year-old self flew out of his chair. The popular line to quote at this time was, without a doubt, "Follow the spiders, why couldn't it be follow the butterflies?" from Ron. But I remember at the time of this release, I was in some sort of after school program with my older sister, and we were sitting at a desk together about to like make a craft or something, and this girl walks up to us and she's like, "Have you seen Harry Potter?" And we're like, "Yeah, of course." And she's like, "Remember when Ron is like, follow the spiders, why couldn't it be follow the butterflies?" And she just kind of laughed at us, and then I don't remember what happened next, but she ended up walking away, and my older sister turns to me and she's like, "That girl has poopy hands." And she was saying it because she smelled really bad, but me as a 6-year-old, I didn't even catch up on her smell, and I just thought it was really funny that of all the things my sister could have said to me in that moment, that's what she tells me after that little girl leaves. Now that we're on the topic of the spiders, gosh, they are so well done for this movie. The whole entire scene is crafted so well together. Like, I love the eerie music that plays during that scene. I also love that initial first look of the spiders creeping down on Harry and Ron when they look up for the first time. The entire Forbidden Forest sequence is just absolutely amazing. The scene where they're both in the car and they have a moment of chill, they just got away from Aragog and all his children, and then suddenly a spider comes through the window and attacks Ron, that feels like it's straight out of an old monster movie, and it's just really cool to see in a Harry Potter film. Not only do the spiders look good, but also the basilisk just looks amazing. Dobby is another effect that looks really good to me. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I actually prefer Chamber of Secrets Dobby to Deathly Hallows Part 1 Dobby. In addition to what I've already mentioned, Quidditch also looks great. Yes, Malfoy joins the Quidditch team and he's the new Seeker for the Slytherin team. When I was 6 years old, the time that this movie came out, I actually used to have the same hairstyle as Malfoy. It wasn't a direct connection. It wasn't even on purpose, but my mom just used to slick my hair back like that. And I remember this one time when I was on a school field trip. I had the same teacher in 1st grade and 2nd grade, and for 1st grade, we went to this trip and this guy recognized me and he's like, "Hey, you look like Draco Malfoy." And like, me as a Harry Potter fan, I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And then grade 2 came and we went on that same field trip, different time a year later, and this same guy's like, "Hey, it's the Malfoy kid." Like, it is insane. He recognized me a year later and he still knew me as the Malfoy kid because I slicked back my hair. And while we're on the topic of Malfoy, let's not kid ourselves. 19 years ago, the showdown between Harry and Malfoy in the dueling club was the most intense showdown of the century. I think if I were to see that scene for the first time today, I would probably critique it pretty hard, saying it's really cheesy. You know, the whole like, "Scared Potter, you wish." It's pretty cheesy, but because I saw it for the first time as a 6-year-old, that scene is ingrained in my memory as one of the coolest movie scenes ever. Honestly, the movie trailer for this film still hits home. I will still look up the movie trailer just to feel the childhood memories. I especially love the closing part of the trailer where John Williams' score picks up and it shows the sequence of different clips from the movie. When the DVD was released, we watched it so many times that we scratched it beyond the use of it playing anymore, so we had to repurchase it later on. Does anyone else remember this DVD where the folding flaps, like it opens up, oh, there goes the disc, okay. Where the folding, it opens up, oh, I guess I'm missing another disc too. The reason I bring this up is because we used to play the heck out of that Forbidden Forest game. All I remember from the game is you are trying to get out of the Forbidden Forest while Aragog's spiders are chasing after you. You have to use your DVD remote to press left or right, and you have to go the right way, and eventually you will get out of the forest. And I can't tell you how satisfying it was to see Harry and Ron fly out of the forest because you knew that you successfully completed the game. The Xbox game was also a victim of our overplaying and eventually having to replace it. There are so many fun things about this dang video game. It was the first video game we had ever gotten on our 2003 Xbox console, but there are so many fun experiences with it. Like for an example, there was always this glitch in the game where if you play it too much, all of the characters suddenly will just go into the T-pose where their arms like stick out like that. When that happened, the characters would continue to converse with each other as if nothing was going on, yet they're both talking to each other in the T-pose. And then before you know it, the screen turns gray and you can't see anything surrounding you and you're just walking around in the T-pose. It is absolutely hilarious when it happens. It was also always so fun collecting the jelly beans. You hear the noise when it's a good jelly bean, you hear the noise when it's a bad jelly bean. And then on top of that, it was a blast to search for the hidden famous witch and wizard collectible cards. I loved this video game. Going back to the movie, as a kid, I never really took into account how much I love the set design in this film. The Chamber of Secrets looks absolutely amazing, and in addition to that, there are additional shops in Diagon Alley that look cool, and we're introduced to the Burrow for the first time, which looks really cool as well. We also see new rooms in the Hogwarts castle. Just all the set design is so well done, and it's not talked about enough when it comes to the Harry Potter movies. Plus, Chamber of Secrets gave us loads of new characters with Mr. Weasley, Dobby, Lucius Malfoy, Fawkes, if you want to count Fawkes, Professor Lockhart, which is that professor that I love because of what an idiot he is. Side note, Kenneth Branagh gives an amazing performance of Lockhart.
I didn't get rid of the band and banshee by smiling at them. I see you've all bought a complete set of my books. Well done.
I have some really petty complaints about Chamber of Secrets that just kind of make me laugh the more I think about them. Like for an example, one scene will end and then the next scene, they will continue to speak to each other. And so Harry and Ron, they run away from Malfoy, and then when they get back to the bathroom, they're like, that was close. And so I like to picture them running in the hallways together, super silently, not saying a word to each other, and it's only when they get back to the bathroom that they're like, that was close. I don't know, it's just the way my mind works. It's funny to me. Chamber of Secrets has one of the most sappiest and emotional endings of all Harry Potter films. You can say Prisoner of Azkaban is the best Harry Potter movie all you want, but you have to admit that the ending is not very good with the freeze frame. Like, that final shot is nowhere near as special as the final shot of Chamber of Secrets. Hogwarts isn't the same without you, Hagrid. I also love the extended version of Leaving Hogwarts that we get in this movie. It's not called Leaving Hogwarts Extended. It's actually John Williams' track called Reunion of Friends. It sounds the exact same as Leaving Hogwarts, but it sounds more triumphant and it's longer as well. I talked a lot about why I love the track Leaving Hogwarts in my Sorcerer's Stone video last week. The fact of the matter is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets just makes me happy every time I watch it. It fills me with those childhood memories even more so than the first one does. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if 19 years from now I find myself looking up the trailer once again. Thank you guys for joining me for another year at Hogwarts. Next week, I will be releasing my Prisoner of Azkaban video, so be on the lookout for that. And if you missed last week's video, definitely make sure to check out my Sorcerer's Stone themed video. And just like last week, I would also appreciate if you guys could share your experiences with Chamber of Secrets in the comments below. If you remember the first time you saw it, the fun memories you have with it, or what your overall thoughts are on it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.